My name's Aaron, welcome back to my channel. How are you? I'm fantastic and I'm doing really well. Today I'm reviewing Armani Stronger With You. The notes are pink pepper essence, apple accord, violet leaves accord, I love that, lavender essence, sage essence, cardamom essence, cinnamon essence, glazed chestnut accord, cedar tree essence, black essence, amber wood. It's an oriental fragrance. This is £38 for 50ml. This is an eau de toilette, so I'm expecting about 10% of the fragrance concentrate to 90% alcohol. This absolutely complies with all the regulatory paperwork and it's safe and legal, so I'm very happy about that. Do we have our fragrance samples and engage with our higher self? Let's get testing. Classic Armani. This smells like the house. It smells undoubtedly masculine, and I'm picking up cedarwood, and I'm picking up coumarin and ethyl maltol, backed against ice super, and ambroxan, and some a few musk accords. So this is dry, green, leafy, and the dryness is the ionones combined with some cedar and some oak moss raw materials. This is a really classic way to build a man's fragrance. This reminds me of perhaps a fragrance they did in the 90s, Armani ones. This is like an updated version of it. It actually smells really similar to it actually. I can't remember which one it is. It has some really nice acetates in it. So some of my favourite acetates which I really like, and it actually has cashmere raw materials to help give elevation and freshness to a formulation. The dry down is very, very nice, and you have a really beautiful intersection of sweet coumarin, which is the tonka bean feel, and all the wood aroma chemicals within the formulation. You can smell the ionones, but it starts to tone down into an ionone feel. So this, I'd say, is the beta configuration, which absolutely would go with the wood feel of the formulation. There's a freshness to it, and the freshness is the lemon, which brilliantly gives an explosion and projection. Now it's drying down. It doesn't smell so much like the 90s fragrance. Initially you got that blast of something that was around in the 90s. But this is drying down. It starts off like that and then changes into more of a modern interpretation of it. But these sort of formulations all do sort of smell the same. They do sort of all smell of, you're taking the same, I would say 80%, 60 to 80%, and just finessing 20% into it. So this smells, I'm starting to smell the same stuff being replicated time and time again, which I'm finding a little bit boring. I'm finding a little bit unchallenging. I'm finding it just feels very safe. They just smell all the same, and either they add some blue notes to it or they add something else to it, and it just all sort of smells like the same stuff replicated in a different way, which I think I would love to see. I keep saying this, the art of perfumery going back to the perfumer being at the core of it and taking out marketing. So marketing come in and say we want it for this price and we want this sort of thing, and they're left alone. The perfumer really works on its own and produces something exciting. That is the only way that we are going to really start challenging the world of perfumery and producing stuff which is excellent and brilliant, and it absolutely can be done. I mean, it just smells like everything else, and it's starting to go, there's that bitterness coming through again. Actually, there's something in the combinations that they are applying with this, and I think it's the amount of evenerol, which is the oak moss raw material, combined with acetates that tends to go off, and especially when you combine that with the ionones, the dry down tends to go bitter. It's the terpenoids as well, so there's terpenes and terpenoids. Initially I really like this, and as it's drying down, the dry down is smelling massively aroma chemical, and it's starting to smell screechy. I don't know if you know what I mean. It smells like nails down a blackboard sort of thing. It's smelling off, and it's not stable. The top note doesn't feel very stable with it all. It just sort of feels like it's drying down into the acetates and linalool and salicylates, back to one ice super, and all of that. You're left with sort of the 20%, and it does smell masculine, but it just smells, to my nose, a little bit unpalatable, and that is because the naturals are gone and you're left with this sort of screechy aroma chemicals here. On to my final thoughts. So before I go and have a frantic shower to remove this, go through my notes with you. The first of all, marks off for technical ability, whether it's safe and legal, whether they're using safe raw materials at safe concentrations, and whether that would always comply with the box and legal paperwork and everything. And yes, it does. So this gets 4 out of 4. Do I think it's worth the price? Yes, I do. I think so. I'll give that 2 out of 2. Do I like it? No, not at all. I think it's soapy, green, screechy, and I would love to have seen smells for everything, naturals applied to this. And sandalwood is an amazing raw material actually, and sandalwood rounds out a formulation. What I mean by rounding out, it sort of will take down that screechiness, and it will help to almost like balance the whole formulation. It will help to smooth it out, and to me that's what's really missing, is the smoothness from this. I'd love to see some smoothness in it, the base. I would love to see some sort of a few things arranged. Everything doesn't have to be these acetates and broxin and all of that sort of stuff. So I'm gonna mark yes, they're using there is the a apple raw material in this, so you're getting a top note, you're getting that sort of freshness and apple note to it. An acetate. Yeah, I don't like this. It's actually starting to smell a little bit bitter on my skin. Bitterness combined with the green notes are a little bit unpalatable for my liking. I'd love to see this sort of balance a little bit more, to be really honest with you. It sort of feels very unbalanced and pushed far to the right, but I think if you love all this green, overly fresh stuff, then this is absolutely for you, but it's not for me, as I said, because I love roundness. I'm going to mark this 7 out of 10 because I'm a little bit bored of all of this recurring algorithms now, and mathematics and same raw materials. I would love to see something a little bit different, and I think that you deserve more. So I hope you love that review. Thumbs up and subscribe for more fascinating, interesting content. Lots of moving hands and lots of fragrance reviews. I hope you're staying safe and well. I'll see you soon.